Good morning, one and all. I'm Dr. Maniraju from Planning Commission, and today I'm here to present a paper on social empowerment and equitable growth. Yeah, welcome all for social empowerment and equitable growth, the strategies of 12th five-year plan and analysis. And this is about our social system in India, where we can find that Indian caste system was derived on the basis of occupations performed by the ancestors and parents in the past. And Indian society consists of religious and caste-based social system, where the constitution has listed some of the communities as scheduled caste, which is around 1,241 communities. And if you see the social scheduled tribes, there are 705 communities, and other backward classes it has around 3,200 communities, and denotified and nomadic semi-nomadic tribes around 219. And within this we can find there are touchables and untouchables, where the conditions of the untouchables are more vulnerable than the touchables. And among the tribals also we can find there are around 75 primitive tribal groups, where still they are depending on primitive occupations and low level of literatures, as well as their population is going on decreasing due to their interrelationships and all. And next, other vulnerable groups which we have identified in the 12th five-year plan are aged persons without care, and senior citizens with care, and persons with disabilities, beggars, victims of substance abuses and drug addicts, and economically backward families among the general communities, where socially and as well as economically more deprived than others. And existing policies, we are concentrating on educational development, like providing the scholarships, other amenities like hostel facilities and all those things. And in the economic development concerns, we are providing subsidized loans and financial assistance and training for employment opportunities and placement provisions, and housing and infrastructure development, as well as there are many schemes like Indira Awas Yojana, Rajiv Gandhi Awas Yojana, and all those schemes for providing housing facilities. And there are reservation provisions, political reservations are there at legislatures as well as parliament. And employment reservation is there, and educational reservation is there in the educational admissions in the schools and colleges and professional courses. And there are schematic interventions where these communities can be provided assistance through the schematic interventions. Many things, it's including educational, economic, and political, as well as other areas. The 12th five-year plan envisages for more inclusive and rapid growth of these communities. The challenges and issues. If you see the human development indicators like literacy, education, enrollment, and dropout rates, skills and employability, health, housing, basic amenities, and high migration and exploitation. These are the major issues and challenges for these communities, where they're more threatened and vulnerable. If you see the urban migration, these communities are more migrating to the urban areas where they are exploited and prone to exploitations. And present untouchability and vulnerability. Though India secured its independence almost 6 decades back, we are still seeing the untouchability, and these communities are more vulnerable for exploitations and all. And we see that the challenges among the issues are monopoly of the benefits, and most of the benefits have been secured or grabbed by the dominant communities among these communities. As well as if you see the political representation, only one family and their children, their persons has to come up in their lives, and whereas there is no provision for the vulnerables and exploited among these communities. If you see the economic activities also, the industrialists want to grow on industrialist children and all. And in the education field, the dominant communities are securing more benefit than the others, and employment opportunities also. The concerns are required, the legislative provisions and judicial provisions, executive actions are required, and civil society participation is also similarly required for this. And community alone can come up in their lives, because whatever the government or whatever the policies we are formulating, there is lack of awareness, and many communities are not aware of what is available for us, for them. And professional interventions, whether we need to interact with the professional interventions like field workers, social workers, and all those communities. And suggestions what we have come up in these studies. Identification and benchmarking of vulnerable among these sections. So we need to identify most backward and what level of interventions are required, and formulation of single policy for comprehensive and inclusive and robust human development with legal, judicial and executive interventions. Thank you all.
Any questions?
So is there any mission mode program for the Earth Pilot Plan?
There are no mission mode programs, whereas there are schemes which for the comprehensive development, like educational development. There are provisions for scholarship from the primary schools to national overseas scholarships, where they can sponsor for the abroad studies to pursue PhD and postdoctoral MPhil courses and all. It is the economic development. There are schemes for providing financial assistance with subsidies, where they can come up in their lives. Like for example, for establishing industries, entrepreneur skills, they will provide training, as well as financial assistance is extended to build the industry. There is a reservation for providing site allotments, industrial sites allotments. All these things are.
I like your presentation. Done on a basis which takes them away from the mainstream. The idea should be the SC and ST not be having schools, but should be integrated. And therefore, whatever amount of money you have given from the corporate schools, we should give them. This 1 lakh, pay 1 lakh, is much cheaper than the paying fees. And others will know what kind of regulations they have. The second, the creamy layer preventing the penetration of anything to the world is by a very exclusive, small group of influential people belonging to the IAS and people. So I think the creamy layer should be very, very strictly observed. And below the creamy layer, whatever the utilities are activities, you must see exactly what it is. We have never found difficulty. We may not be able to identify everybody of whatever. The poorest of the poor in the village, always in our own work, we do identify 3 households which are the poorest of the poor in any village, and then we by one family lives across our
Thank you, sir. And in this regard, sir, we have a new strategy in the 12th five-year plan to identify the most vulnerable and extend the benefits. And of course, your suggestions are well acceptable, and thank you, sir.